Hi, faculty. Here's another way that we can use AI to speed up some of our processes that might take a while for us to do, but they are very important to students. And what I'm going to do today is use my first module for our OCDP course to then go ahead and create an announcement for students for that week. So I've got everything set up. Let's go ahead and get started here. I've got my chat GTP set up over here, but I gotta prompt it. I gotta let it know what we're doing here. So I'm gonna tell it its role and kind of what we're doing for this. So I got this set up. Let's take a look. So I've told it we're instructional designers. I'd like to give an overview of the module and the assessments. I'm going to give it to you. I'd like you to create an announcement for the class for this module. It says that's great. Let's go ahead and start feeding it some information. Well, I'm going to prompt it a little bit more, and I'm going to go ahead and tell it, I'm going to give it a context. And I have some of these prompts saved over on another document. That's how I'm able to do this so quickly. But this says, I'm going to give you a context. You will know when I use start context. When I'm finished, I will say end context. You'll reply, I understand, until I say end context. So this is telling my robot friend here that I'm going to feed you a bunch of information. Don't reply until I've given you all that you need. And it's going to go ahead and tell me I understand. Great. So go ahead and I'm going to start my context here. And I use 3 carats. You can use however many you want, but just go ahead and keep it consistent with those greater than and less than signs so it knows what you're doing. And the first thing I'm going to feed it is just my course overview for this module. Let's start here. There we go. All right, so I'm going to feed it this little bit of information. And watch what happens. It's not going to reply. It's just going to say, I understand. Then go ahead and continue. Okay, I'm going to give it some more information here. Let's train it on some Bloom's taxonomy. Again, I understand. Give it a little bit more. Go. And I'm going to see if I can't get it one more piece of information here. Let's see, is this VoiceThread or YouTube? That's VoiceThread. Okay. I think that's all I'm going to give it to right now. I'm not going to mess with VoiceThreads. I'm just going to give it this much information, and I'm also going to feed it its assignment. So there's a little bit of background on the assessment that we're going to have for this module, and I'm actually going to feed it the assessment itself too. And I'm going to say end context. This is all I'm going to give it this time around. All right, and it's now ready. So I'm going to go ahead and tell it to create an announcement using the context. It should be 2 paragraphs and incorporate the context I gave you. And let's see if it gives us a nice little assessment or announcement. Good. I'm going to take a read through this. Welcome to your first course of our online course development program. This course will focus on laying a solid foundation. Just like building a house, I'm going to start constructing these from the bottom. You'll learn Bloom's taxonomy as a way to do this. Remember, more complex verbs are for CLOs. The simpler verbs can be used for MLOs. You can find those in our Teams file. I want to condense this by half. That's a little bit wordy. By half. And this is a little bit shorter, pithier, more concise for our students. I'm going to go ahead and make sure and read through this and see if it is the the announcement that I do want. Give you a chance to read it too. Good. Looks good for a course. I like this announcement. And now I know my process. I've got some prompts already saved on another document. If I feed my robot friend here my course material for that module, it can give me a very pithy, very concise announcement for my students so they know exactly what's going to happen in this upcoming module.